This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tel Tanner.
Let's go ahead and go through the Lancer Locker on KYNT. Baseball season is here, which is crazy to say, I know, because it's February 2nd of 2026. Baseball season is here. Softball season is here. Both teams playing this weekend for Mount Marty University, and I can't even believe that. Like, it came up so fast. It's Groundhog's Day today, and we're talking baseball. Started the day being mad that a groundhog said that we're having 6 more weeks of winter. At least I started the day being mad at groundhog. I don't know if y'all put the energy into it or not, but I chose to this morning, and that was a bad choice. I chose to be mad at a groundhog, and now it's going to be cold as we start baseball and softball season. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to our week in review. We're going to speak with a Lancer baseball player today in Aspen Dahl, and we also spoke with head coach Josh Teichroew. Those 2 interviews from a little earlier today with Aspen and Josh Teichroew, and they'll be coming up next. Aspen Dahl is a senior pitcher and a back-to-back year captain for the Mount Marty Lancer baseball program out of Madison, South Dakota. Went to Madison High School. A right-handed pitcher that has been here for the last couple of years and has been massive for the team. He has really, really been everywhere. So we spent some time talking with him and kind of everything in between. Aspen Dahl last season pitched 37 innings for the Lancers. He started 9 games, ended up with a save and a win in there. Aspen Dahl going into his senior season. And then Josh Teichroew and I, we spoke as well, and we spent way too much time talking. I'm not going to lie. Coach Teichroew and I kind of went off on a tangent, and we kind of just went through it. But all of it's coming up next here on the Lancer Locker. For now, let's get through our week in review and talk about some of the Lancer games that happened over the last week. For basketball, it was a tough weekend as both did suffer losses on the road at Dordt. Mount Marty women played the number 1 team in the nation in the Dordt Defenders. They fall 92-58. Dordt hit, I believe, 16 threes in the game, 12 in the first half. It was ridiculous. They shoot like that, they're going to win their 3rd consecutive national championship. That was wild. The Lancer men, they fell in the second game, unfortunately, 80-74. It was a close one for the Lancers. Deegan Williams ended up 5 for 6 from beyond the arc and a team-high 20 points, but just short came the Lancers, 80-74, the final. The Lancers back in action on Saturday. They're going to be taking on Northwestern at home in the Simple Arena. 3 home games in a row for the Lancer basketball teams over the next 2 weeks, and that'll be fun. This Wednesday off, they play on Saturday. In Mount Marty track and field, they set 2 new school records on Saturday at the Concordia Classic track and field meet down in Seward, Nebraska. Maya Zoner eclipsed her own record in the women's pole vault, clearing 12'4" and automatically qualifying for the NAI national meet already. Josie Wallstrom set a new benchmark in the women's 600, breaking Kiana Hoff's record with a time of 1:36.95. Logan Ferrari led the Lancer men, taking home first in the 3,000 and second in the mile. That's a look around Lancer Nation, some of the other things coming up. Baseball and softball coming up this weekend. They're both in action. The softball team is going to be over in Sioux Center, Iowa, playing Culver Stockton on February 8th and on Benedictine College as well, February 8th. Both games on Sunday, a doubleheader as the softball season gets rolling. Baseball team is having MMU versus MMU, and that is Mount Marty University versus Mount Mercy University. They've started this season the last couple years with this, and they're going to be playing 4 games again. Saturday, Sunday in Omaha is where they're going to be playing. All right, with that, let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back and get things rolling with our first interview of the day. Aspen Dahl, a senior pitcher for the Mount Marty Lancers. That's up next. You're listening to the Lancer Locker on KYNT.
Hi, I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate. Buying or selling a home can be complicated, but with 20 years of experience, I'm here to put you at ease and make the process as easy as possible. We offer moving boxes and the use of our courtesy trailer to make your real estate journey a smooth one. Call me, Deb Speck, with Vision Real Estate, 605-664-5555.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more, all at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, bison, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. The Meat Lodge in Yankton on the way to the lake on Highway 52. For more, call 689-3000 or go to themeatlodge.com.
Slumberland Furniture is your local destination for top brands like Lazy Boy, Ashley, Flex Steel, Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and more. Carrying a full range of mattresses and furniture for every room in your home, you'll find styles you'll love at values that make sense. From everyday essentials to name brand comfort, Slumberland offers the selection, and their service goes the extra mile. Visit Slumberland Furniture, 2401 Broadway in Yankton, where helping you create a comfortable home is what they do best.
When First Dakota National Bank created Dakota Mac in 1993, we knew we could offer ag producers something few other banks dared to. Long-term, fixed-rate loans for ag real estate refinances and purchases. Today, we go by Landera, and we provide the same great service and even more banking options to help your operation thrive for generations to come. Banking evolves. Trust endures. Landera, a division of First Dakota National Bank.
Carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila-based cocktail with no carbs, no sugar, gluten-free, and only 100 calories. It's guaranteed to be bursting with flavor in every sip. The Carbless Mix Pack is sure to please any crowd with a compilation of all the best-selling ready-to-drink cocktails, including sweet, citrus, and a twist of tequila flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and margarita. Grab some today. Carbless Cocktails. Less is more.
From the first wails of surprise to first day of school questions, playground adventures, learning to drive stress, and graduation cheers, they'll always be your little sunshine. At Avera Children's, we get kids, teens, and parents too. We'll step you through first checkups, milestones, sickness, and specialized care when your child needs it, and treat them like our own every step of the way. Learn more at avera.org/children's.
All right, back here in the Lancer Locker on KYNT 102.1 FM AM 1450, talking Mount Marty University Lancer Athletics as the baseball season starts this weekend with that MMU versus MMU showdown that we were talking about earlier. And now we bring in one of the seniors for the program, a pitcher in Aspen Dahl, who has been here for 4 years and has been just a great guy for the Lancers in terms of the pitching staff. Aspen, thank you for coming in and talking with me.
You bet. Thank you.
So let's go ahead and get straight into it. The season starts on Saturday, man. You're finally here, ready to play your final season of college baseball. You got to be excited.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited. I'm excited. Whole team's ready to go. We're kind of scratching and clawing to get going and get some good weather out there and put a good product out on the field. Before we
turn to you in this season, let's go to the off-season program and what it kind of looks like for pitchers and kind of rehabbing your elbow out in the off-season, making sure you're ready to go at 100% by the start of next year. Because as far as I know, at the end of a baseball season, all y'all pitchers are pretty sore.
That's right. We are. We're really sore, and, you know, our bodies, it takes a toll on us. So
what is the off-season training program? Let's walk through right at the end of the season what recovery looks like and when you get back to it.
Yeah, so for me this year, I was dealing with some shoulder stuff in the spring. So I kind of took the whole summer off and rehabbed. But for a lot of other guys, they're playing summer ball and doing stuff all over the country, going back home, getting their work in. And then, you know, we get back in the fall and we're full head of steam with fall ball scrimmages and all that stuff. And then sort of get towards October and November and everything's on our own. And the coaches have done a great job of getting us plans and programs for all of us when we go home for Christmas break and all that stuff. So, yeah, the new technology we got with the arm care sensors and everything, that gives us a good read on how healthy our arm actually is without just, you know, saying, yeah, I feel good. So,
which is a good thing. And then you can kind of more accurately determine what you need to do in kind of rehabbing it, right?
Exactly, yeah. And then, like, the program gives us the whole step-by-step tutorials and videos of arm care exercises and everything to, you know, strengthen your shoulders and elbows.
Man, that's come a long way in the last couple of years. Just 4 years ago when you were a freshman, did they have that at Mount Marty?
No, we didn't have any of that stuff.
It was so cool.
Yeah, coaches kind of just putting the program together for us, and it was great. But with this new technology, it's really helped us out as a staff.
That's really cool how fast it's all kind of come together.
Yeah,
how fast the game is progressing.
Yeah, like you said, I've been here for 4 years, and it's changed since 4 years.
So let's get to your 4 years now at Mount Marty. Let's go back. High school senior, Aspen Dahl, coming out of Madison, South Dakota. What was it about Mount Marty that made you want to come here? And for 4 years, why have you loved it?
It kind of started, Teich was on me the whole time in my senior year of high school, and I came down here for a visit, and I loved it. I kind of fell in love with the coaching staff, and it felt like a family. And when I was going through the recruiting process, the family aspect was big for me, so that helped out a lot. Let's
go to now your senior year. Do you have any maybe personal goals going into your final season of college ball? Something maybe you want to, at the end of the season, you can go, yeah, I'm pretty proud of this.
Yeah, I think it's all about the team. So I think we want to get back to the mountaintop. We were close last year, got knocked off in the end, but I think we're trying to get to the top this year.
Yeah, that was definitely a fun and a real high and a real low end of the season there as you make it all the way to the conference tournament championship and then fall against the Briarcliff Chargers there. Has that kind of been in the mind of this team in the offseason, getting ready for this year?
Yeah, I think it should always be. If you lose in the conference championship game, it should stick in your head a little bit, and we're ready for it.
So that Briarcliff matchup a little later this year, that'll be fun one.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we're ready, and hopefully they're ready.
Oh, absolutely. This is going to be a fun conference matchup in general, but conference play is still a ways away. Now you're getting ready to start non-conference play with the MMU versus MMU thing, which is always fun. I just love that y'all do that.
Yeah,
but what
great.
Are some of the things that the team usually likes to sharpen in the non-conference season? Because that's what it's for. The wins and losses don't count towards conference play. You're really trying to iron things out. What are some of the things this team is going to be working on?
Yeah, we're working on everything. We're trying to get our bullpen solidified and get our starters solidified, get hitters hitting and defenders playing defense, and just trying to make plays all over the field is what we're trying to focus on right now.
Let's turn to you and turn away from baseball for a moment. In the classroom, what's your major? What are you about to graduate with?
I'm business management, emphasis on banking and finance. So as I go through my senior year here, I'm kind of looking for jobs as I finish. I'm looking to get into insurance possibly, and in the meantime here, I'm interning at Farmers Union Insurance with Brandon Teichroew. So I've enjoyed it so far.
A lot of Teichroews in your life, huh?
That's right.
That's funny. Oh, man. So post-college, going into insurance, banking, something in finance there?
Yeah, something like that. I've always been a numbers guy, and I've always liked to help people out. So I think that's a good option for me.
You going to stick in the area, or are you going to go somewhere new? What's the plans?
Yeah.
Or do you have any?
I don't really have any plans right now. It's hard for me to leave South Dakota. I love this place so much, and I'll probably end up back in the Madison Brookings area, but Mount Marty will always be in my roots.
Got to have the River City every now and then and come to some games, huh?
That's right. I'll be around.
Well, you're getting ready for your final season starting on Saturday already. This is going to be a fun one. You got any message for Lancer Nation, who always shows up so well to your home games as the season goes on, especially once the weather gets a little bit warmer at Riverside, which is just one of the more beautiful ballparks in the area? Any message for Lancer fans getting rolling?
Yeah, we're looking forward to get rolling here and hope to see everybody out at the field. So let's do it.
Thank you, Aspen, for coming in.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll take a break. We'll come back here on the Lancer Locker on KYNT, and we'll speak with the head coach of the Mount Marty Lancers, and Josh Teichroew. Up next, you're listening to KYNT.
The Sherco exclusive SureLink wireless remote system features the most advanced industrial Bluetooth technology and best-in-class express operation. Operate any Sherco electric product with the SureLink Pro and EZR remotes, or with your smartphone using the SureLink app. To learn more, contact your authorized Sherco distributor or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Runza's Barbecue Bacon Swiss Burger is for barbecue lovers.
I respect barbecue.
That's great, Carl.
No, you don't understand. The balance of sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, the crispiness of the bacon, the way Swiss cheese just melts over everything. It's an art form.
So you approve?
I'm having a moment here.
Try the Barbecue Bacon Swiss Burger at Runza, because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Hey Lancer fans, time to hit the court at Lewis & Clark Ford. The Ford F-150 is your power forward, strong and ready for any challenge.
The Ford Escape is your point guard, fast, agile, and perfect for daily drives.
The Ford Explorer is your center, big, bold, and built for the whole team. Meet our new finance manager and sales manager, plus an all-new sales team, bringing fresh hustle and hometown heart.
Check out the full lineup at lewisandclarkford.com.
Lewis & Clark Ford, your home court for unbeatable deals, right at 4th and Capitol in Yankton.
There's a difference when a convenience store is locally owned, and you feel it the moment you stop at Triple Time Rudy's. You'll get great quality fuel to keep you on the move, plus local and regional favorites like Dimmick Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner Lockers. It's the kind of place that's convenient and connected to your community. Conveniently located at 17th and Broadway, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling your community.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
A big thank you from Mount Marty University to one of Yankton's greatest employers and friend of the community, Aztec. They're very proud to support the Mount Marty Lancers. The vision at Aztec is to build industry-changing solutions that create life-changing opportunities. And you can build a career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road. Click careers at aztecindustries.com. Best wishes, Mount Marty, from your friends at Aztec.
All right, back now on the Lancer Locker on KYNT 102.1 FM, AM 1450. I'm Tel Tanner here talking Mount Marty University baseball and with now the head coach of the Lancer baseball program in Josh Teichroew. Josh, it's been a couple of years now that we've been able to do this, and I was just sitting here thinking it's year 4 for you. It's basically going into your senior season now, man. Has it flown by for you as it has for me?
Oh, it goes too fast. It goes way too fast to think that this is year 4 coming up, and it all kind of blends together in some ways too. Like you reflect on the first few years, and yeah, just everything's a blink of an eye, but really excited to get going with another season.
Let's go to the season as it starts on Saturday, which is kind of crazy as it's February 2nd here, and I spent the morning being mad about a groundhog saying we're going to have more winter. As a baseball coach, do you also not like it when the groundhog says more winter instead of spring?
Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that. We'll just try to act like that didn't happen.
Let's act like that didn't happen at all. I agree with that. Well, anyways, this upcoming Saturday, it's the MMU versus MMU, which is always so fun that y'all have been able to do to start the season, and you've been pretty good in those matchups. You've got series wins over the last couple years, but what can you tell me about Mount Marty versus Mount Mercy? Why do you do it every year?
Yeah, well, a few years ago we started it off, for the first time, and they're well coached. They got a really good coach there who's been doing it for a long time, and he's kind of turned into a mentor, a friend of mine too, just over that process. And they have a really good program. They made it to the national tournament the last couple of years and have made a little bit of a run there too. So it's really nice for both of our programs just to get straight to good competition and just like that early season measuring stick so to speak, and see where we're at, and the games are always really, really tight. If you look at the scores from the 12 games we played over the last 3 years, like they're really close. And last year we split the series 2-2. The first 2 years we won 3 out of the 4. But they're all just really tight. And kind of an exciting thing that we're doing this year, and this has been something we started to talk about last season, was having a little traveling trophy between us and them, and have it be the battle of the mount.
Yeah,
both mounts. So that's gonna happen this year. So really excited about that. It'll be a 4-game series, but the trophy will go in the best 2 out of the first 3 games. So we'll get the traveling trophy, and it'll be pretty cool. The trophy's made. We've seen a picture of it now. They have it back in Cedar Rapids, but they're going to bring it to Omaha, and we'll compete for the Battle of the Mount trophy with them. So
that's really cool. That's absolutely awesome. So a non-conference traveling trophy. That's a rare thing as well. It just kind of shows the relationship that you and the other coach have kind of built together in this rivalry.
Yeah. You see some of it more in other sports, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you see the early season college basketball tournaments and classics and things like that just add a little bit of excitement and buzz to what's going on. And I think just, it's something that, maybe others will want to start doing something like it too, because it just makes it more fun for the student athletes and just adds to that early season excitement.
So you said something about the trophy being awarded after game 3, the best 2 of the first 3 games. Mm-hmm. So what happens to game 4 there?
Oh, it's a big game. I mean, both teams, like both of us, we've been competing for national tournament opportunities. And, typically our games when we compete against each other, they can stand out a little bit on a resume and just when we put our body of work together at the end of the season, it's a big game. Yeah. So it's equally as important. It's just to kind of make the trophy more clean, just say, let's just go a 3-game set, odd number there. And then, that 4th game we'll compete hard and go at it for that one.
Which is not an issue this year as you have 3 games scheduled. This year, 2 on Saturday and then 1 on Sunday, so won't have to worry about that this year.
Well, we are actually going to play a 4th game.
Oh,
against
that's
them.
What the website. Okay, I gotcha.
We'll play a 4th game now. We were originally going to do just 3, and now we're going to get a 4th in, especially with what the weather's looking like and stuff. We made a late change there, and we should be good. So take advantage of it when we can.
Nice. So 4 games this weekend. Baseball season is here. So let's talk about the off-season program now and get into 2026 baseball. I spoke a little bit with Aspen Dahl, one of your pitchers, obviously, about what the off-season is like pitching and how it can be rehab if you have something you're nursing a little bit at the end of the season, getting into fall ball, and a lot of winter is on their own. You give them programs and stuff to go through, but they really got to work through it as themselves as college athletes. So what can you tell me about the Lancers off-season program, fall ball, and how it all went for you?
Yeah. So we start our fall ball up in September right away on the 1st, or that Monday closest to that. And then we go 7 weeks in the fall. That gives us our 17 weeks to use in the regular season, because you get 24 weeks in the NAIA. That's how the rules work. And then so really with that 7 weeks, a lot of scrimmages, get our guys in the weight room too, and really just get after it full go for that 7 weeks. When that 7 weeks ends, then we really put a focus into the weight room. That's probably one of the biggest things that we do in the off season with our guys, is just focus on getting them faster, stronger, more explosive, able to move better. Just some big things that are important for them to develop, but also to just handle the workload that's coming up with the season. So we do spend a lot of time in there. Definitely turns into a big focus for us. Then we also do a lot of classroom meetings. Like we had something new this year that I ran with our guys called Mind Gym Monday. It's where on Mondays we get our guys together in a classroom and just talk about the mental game and just try to grow that aspect, because we can't get on the field. So we're still able to get in those sorts of reps in a sense, and just help us prepare for where we're at now, in the preseason.
Yeah, let's go to now this season coming up here and talk about some of the guys that are going to be big. Let's start it off with Aspen Dahl, who was here just a moment ago. Tell me about him and then the rest of your pitching staff and who's going to be big for you this year.
Yeah. So we'll go back a few years to when Aspen was a senior in high school. He was the best player in the state. He was the Class B state player of the year. And just a talented kid. I kind of another funny story is I used to coach Yankton Baseball Association, and when Aspen was 14U, I coached against Aspen. And me and our other coaches that we had at the time, you could just watch Aspen out on the field as a little guy for Renner. He played for Renner, and the way he carried himself, just how he bounced around the field, his baseball actions, just like everything was. It was eye-popping. Like you knew, like, hey, this he's a stud. Be someone to definitely follow as he gets older, and we did that. And then he got to his senior year, came on a visit, had a really good visit with him. He actually visited his junior year at the end, but we just stayed in contact. And then he got the state player of the year for Class B for Madison. And then he showed up as a freshman. He was a two-way coming in here. He played some shortstop as well. Really, really good defensively, and just an athlete all around. And then recently, I turned into just a pitcher. He's just had an electric arm, and just a really good all-around dude. And he's also team captain, too. This is his second year being a team captain. That just goes to speak of his character and just who he is. And that's the, I can't rave enough about that with Aspen. He's been so consistent, so coachable, and an everyday guy. I mean, it doesn't matter. Every day you know what you're going to get out of him, and that's what you need. He's just a really great leader for us, and I'm excited for his senior year.
Absolutely, and taking a look at the pitching staff, you did have some pretty big graduations last year, and Zach Hagge, a guy who we talked about all year, one of the best closers in the GPAC, Slater Watterson, one of the better starters, and now replacing them. Give me maybe another name or so. I want to talk Palmer Jacobs and some of these other guys.
Yeah, we can talk about Palmer right now. Palmer had a really nice season for us last year. I mean, if you look at his numbers, he threw the most innings on our team, threw in some really big games, and just tough. I mean, that's probably the best way to describe him as he's fearless. He doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's in the batter's box or what's going on. He's going to be the same guy, and he's going to stick to his mindset, which goes a long ways. I'm excited for what he's going to do for us again this year. And then, there's a lot of arms that we have right now. I would like to think that on the mound, we're really strong. We've got a ton of depth. We've got a lot of guys who are back, who have done some good things. We've got some guys who are back who have just kind of taken that next step, in their developmental process to kind of help, have a big role for us. And we have some key newcomers too. When you put all that together, I'd like to think, we're about 15, 16 arms deep where we could put them out there against, just about anyone and in some big moments. And I think they can get big outs for us. So, I mean, I can run through these names, and they all deserve, probably some kind words, but just for the sake of time, I'll list some names off. But seniors, so, we got Aspen, like we mentioned, Jake Stolnak, Liam Bates, Zach Lucian, Julian Santoyo, a couple juniors, Palmer Jacobs, Drew Reichen, he's coming along nicely, had a really good week last week. I think we, found a little something there for him that was exciting. And then sophomores, Logan Bobzine and Mitchell Hamrock, both had strong finishes their freshman year, and they really have taken steps in this offseason. Lucas Kampschoff, he's starting to do more two-way stuff too. He's got a nice arm. Obviously we've been having him, ease into the pitching stuff again, but that's been going well. And then some other guys who we've had but are healthy now are Cade Sudbeck, Danny Massara, and Garrett Simpson. Those guys are getting prepared and ready to be in a game again too. And then some key newcomers, Tony Suarez, he's been really good early on. Caden Harris, Aiden Anderson, Carson Kruckman, Aiden Kolbeck. Those guys have been really big additions for us. So again, I mean, that's a lot of names, but I'll tell you, I mean, they can play, they can pitch. So I'm excited about what we can do on the mound.
And there's probably even more names than that, too.
Yeah.
You got a good staff, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to hitting. A couple of, once again, some key graduations last year. You had a really, really big and impactful senior class, which is what you want. Hopefully you're going to have the exact same thing this year because you're going to have some guys step up. But in terms of returners that we know are going to be big, Daniel Vonnegut, who ended up with a 362 batting average last year, which was second highest in the team. Jalen Owens, who was 11th in the nation in stolen bases last season, one away from that top 10 finish, but did set the single season record for Mount Marty in stolen bases and third on the team in the hitting percentage. Those two guys are going to have to be massive.
Yeah. Vonnegut, he can really hit. We saw that last year, had a really nice season. I mean, I think going into the last week of the regular season, he was hitting 400. He's good. And he came back from this summer to fall. He came back in great shape. I mean, as strong as he's ever been. And he had a huge fall for us. I mean, I don't know how many home runs he hit this fall. It might have been 7 or so, which is impressive. And he's had a nice preseason so far. And then, like you said, Jalen, he's just an elite athlete. He's incredible in the outfield too. There's not a better outfielder in our conference and potentially in the country than Jalen. If there's anything in the air, he's going to go run that thing down, and he's impressive. He takes a lot of hits away, and he's got a good arm too, where he can save a lot of bases out there, which is huge. So those are definitely a couple guys that we're excited for them to build off of what they did last year.
a couple of guys that are going to have to get to know as well. Lancer fans are going to get to know a couple because some of those key graduations, you graduate Aiden Chang, you graduate Ryan Bachman, Will Gardner, Andrew Ramirez, Shugo Kondo. I can go on. It was a massive class. So you're going to have some faces that are going to kind of get introduced to a Lancer fan.
Yep, without a doubt. Those guys were really good players, and they did incredible things. Aiden Chang, his season, and specifically that last month or so, was one of the most impressive stretches I've seen from an individual, probably in my career. So that was fun. And also just, those guys were really good role models for what's up next too for us, which helps in the transitions. A couple of those guys are catchers, but as we all know, we've been very blessed here to have just good catchers. They cycle through, and that hasn't stopped.
It's big shoes to fill now. Yeah. You go from Billy Hancock to kind of splitting between Aiden Chang and Shugo Kondo to who's kind of next.
Well, and then before that we had Caden Skinner. And there's a lot of guys even dating back to like the middle teens too, of just good catchers who've gone and done big things. So yeah, we've got a really strong depth group of catchers. That's the position where they're all they're worthy of getting opportunities, which is exciting. We got Keegan Johnston. He's actually a Sioux Falls kid. He's been here this is his third year, and he's an everyday guy. Like, he's soaked up everything that he can to learn from some of those guys we've had in the past. And he's, just like I said, he's a team captain too. So he's earned a lot of respect from his teammates, and he works with our pitchers really well. So you got him. And then you've got some other guys, some new guys. Cam Duran, he's a transfer from Santa Rosa. Jacob Pascuzzi, transfer from Wilson State. And then Liam Forsyth, he's a D1 transfer from SEMO, Southeast Missouri. All of those guys, they can really play. So that's a huge strength for us, again, is behind the plate. It's not where we have the depth there, and we're trying to figure out who can do it. Like, they can all do it. It's just, it's gonna be a lot of fun to see how that all works itself out. And then I can get into some of these other like infield positions. Cooper Milnerick, and he was here last year. He had a nice season, and he's gonna be a big piece of our offense. Tristan Fitzsimmons, he's a guy who he can hit. He can really hit. He's been around our program for a couple of years. I think he can really help. And then getting into the infield, Tyler Vance, Lucas Kampshoff, Gio Galvin, Kimo Walensky. There's some returning names and some new names that are all going to be, I think, really good pieces for us. And then getting into the outfield, we talked about Jalen, but then we also have Connor Michaud. Connor Michaud had some moments last year that were really, they were great. He was the GPAC Player of the Week at one point. So excited to see him take that next step. And then Corbett Freeman and Ethan Sinovac, those are a couple new guys. Ethan's a freshman from Norfolk, and he's a guy that when you see him, he's kind of like, oh, who is that guy? I mean, he's a 6'6" and just physical, put together, and carries himself really, really well on the field. And then Kimo, I mentioned his name, Walensky. He also can do some things in the outfield for us too. He can really hit. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of depth across the board. I think when it comes to, like we said, our pitching, but also offensively and how we want to play. There's a lot of guys who can really impact us.
So we can talk about the roster all day long. There's still more names that I'm sure we can go through. How many guys are actually on your roster? 50, 60?
Yeah. We're at 58.
58, yeah.
Yep. So there's a good group for sure.
So let's go to big picture of this season in terms of non-conference to conference play. Conference play doesn't start for a little while. Obviously, you got some time to work things out. First conference game is Concordia, which is March 14th on the road. Your first home games in conference not until March 22nd. But you're going to be playing for the next 2 months. What are some of the things that you want this team to sharpen, iron out in non-conference play? What are some of the things you really think these are where we can improve before the season even starts going into conference play?
Yeah. I think like once you get into gameplay, it's really nice because those games, they can give you those learning moments. Like you almost got to get out there and really see where you're at. We've been inside quite a bit lately too. So once we get out and we compete against someone else and we see kind of how the mindsets are and where guys are at mentally, and then of course who's producing, then we're able to really kind of narrow in on what we got to work on. So it's going to probably shift a little bit, from the time we start up here this weekend to, early March. There's going to be a lot of different things that we'll address, and it's all about getting better every day and just focusing on where we're at right now. And I think when we have that approach, we're going to be a lot better off that way too.
And Coach, finally, baseball's here. Baseball's here. It's this weekend. It's baseball season finally as the calendar turns to February. I know you and the guys have got to be ready for this.
Yeah, we're more than ready. It's an exciting time of year, and we're ready to get going.
Let's finish off one last thing here today. Got to ask you about your coaching staff this year, because I know the Lancers have had just incredible coaching staffs for the last couple of years, but can you give me some of these guys?
Yep. So just some of the assistants. We have Sam Teichroew back again. He works with our offense a lot with our outfielders as well. He's done a really nice job with our guys. As you can see, offensively last year, we had a really good numbers, and we're hoping to build on that. And then Derek Nelson, he again helps with our offense a lot and our infielders as well.
And a busy guy. We love him here because he's the SID for Mount Marty, so I get to work with him a lot.
Yeah, he wears a lot of hats. He's got a lot going on, but he does a fantastic job, and we're really appreciative of everything he does. And then a couple of our GAs, we have Connor Merton. This is his second year with us as a GA. Does a lot with our pitchers as well. Just a smart when it comes to just the pitching side of things and just like the process of just planning things out. He does a really good job. And then Jay Nagebauer, he was a pitcher for us, and now he's a GA, and he's again just a hardworking guy and just has good feel for development and our pitchers and what we got to do. He works with our pitchers a lot. So between me, Merton, and Nagebauer, we have a lot of eyes on our arms throughout practice, which is really helpful. And then we do have a Brett Cooley. He's a more of a volunteer basis, but he's been really nice to have around too. He's got a cool little background. He's from Houston, and that's where he played college ball at for the Cougars, and he was an All-American and drafted several times. So he's got just a good background and good knowledge, and he's just a good presence to have around when he can be there too. So overall, our staff, we have a really nice group of guys.
Yeah, sounds like it, Coach. You always seem to be putting together good ones, going back to obviously the days of Coach Bernardo when you were on his staff and growing up and becoming the head coach here, and it's just continued. And it's really been cool to see the coaching staffs over the years of just the number of guys and what they've all brought to the program. It's been cool to see.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and wrap it up here today, Coach. Thank you for coming in. We're definitely going to talk again throughout the season. We're going to have in more of your athletes throughout the season, which I'm looking forward to. I love getting to meet these guys. Every single time I have an interview with one of them, it's just so much fun, whether it's post-game or whether we do it ahead of time. Getting to know these guys is fun, and I hope for everybody listening, you get to enjoy listening to them and meeting some of these guys as well. If you haven't heard from Coach Teichroew, hear from him all season as we start covering games too. Coach, thank you for coming in today. It's been a fun one, and good luck down in Omaha versus MMU. MMU versus MMU. Go get that traveling trophy.
Thank you, Tal. I appreciate you.
This is the KYNT Lancer Locker. We'll take a break, come back in a couple of minutes, and wrap things up.
Long day, good day, either way, Yankton Pizza Ranch makes it easy. Our buffet is always ready with fresh pizzas, mouth-watering desserts, and the country's best chicken. No waiting, no stress, just grab a plate and enjoy. So when you need comfort made simple, make today a buffet day at Yankton Pizza Ranch. Buffet every day from 11 to 8.
It's where life tastes better. Surround them up and head her down to the Pizza Ranch. Whoa, that's good.
At Parker of Yankton, we are powered by the hard work of our employees, the loyalty of our customers, and the support of our community. Together, we're engineering success like never before. Looking to start the new year with a career where you're valued and appreciated? Join the Parker team today. Visit parker.com to apply. From all of us at Parker of Yankton, thank you for making this year unforgettable.
Parker, engineering your success.
To a fresh start and boundless opportunities, here's to a new year of success and celebration from all of us at Parker of Yankton.
Those are the sounds of loyal companions looking for a new home and family. The Heartland Humane Society has dogs and cats looking to become a new member of your family, ready for adoption today. Every animal available for adoption is vaccinated, spayed or neutered, microchipped, and dewormed, saving you over $200 or more in vet care while giving you a loyal friend. Come visit all available animals at 3400 East Highway 50 Yankton or online at heartlandhumanesociety.net.
In nearly every family's lineage, there's a tie to agriculture. It's a legacy reflected in how we raise our kids, help our neighbors, and respect what we have. Farmers Union Insurance was built on that legacy. And while our roots are in agriculture, our protection has grown to include home, auto, business, health, and life. Protect your legacy. Farmers Union Insurance.
Call Brendan Hansen and Brandon Teichroew or visit them at Suite 101B Morgan Square in Yankton.
Mount Marty coverage on KYNT and KYN-TV courtesy of Michelob Ultra. The holidays are over and it's time for a new year. The year you vow to finally lose those extra pounds. Healthier food choices, more exercise, and Michelob Ultra. With just 95 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of Mich Ultra without compromising a healthier lifestyle. Live fit, live fun, live Ultra. Get some at your favorite place to buy beer.
All right, now back for the final time in the Lancer Locker on KYNT. I'm Tell, been here talking with Aspen Dahl, senior pitcher for the Lancers, and just before this break, the head coach for the Mount Marty University Lancers in Josh Teichroew. The baseball season starts Saturday. Mount Marty University versus Mount Mercy University, MMU versus MMU in Omaha, Nebraska. Saturday, Sunday, 4-game series, 2 games each day. The softball team is also going to be playing on Sunday versus Culver Stockton over in Sioux Center and versus Benedictine College Sunday as well. Coming up, other sports as well. The basketball teams for the Lancers, once again, going to be in action this Saturday. They have Wednesday off. They will be in action Saturday at home versus Northwestern. The track and field teams, they have the UNL Frank Savine Invitational coming up Friday, Saturday, and then the Wayne State Invite on Friday as well, February 6th. All right, that's about going to do it for us here at the Lancer Locker. A look around Mount Marty, some of the sports coming up, some of the games coming up, and some of the games that we've seen, and a talk with Aspen Dahl and Josh Teichroew. We're going to have shows like this throughout the spring, Monday evenings starting at 5:30. For today, though, that's going to wrap things up. I've been Tel Tanner. Thank you for listening to the Lancer Locker, and this has been KYNT.